What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another rapid disc review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Eternal Lobster. Now, I have done a rapid disc review on the Apex Lobster before, but it was one of my first videos that I ever did on the channel. I didn't think that it was that great. So we're going to be revisiting the Lobster today, taking a look at it in the Eternal plastic, seeing if it's any more stable than the Apex Lobster. Now, this Apex Lobster that I have is a little bit beat in. It's been in my bag for a while. So I also have the Aura Mana, which I'm pretty sure is the same exact mold, and I'm pretty sure these are the same exact plastic. So with that being said, this should fly like a brand new Apex Lobster. So we're going to throw them out there today. We're going to start out just trying to throw them flat, give them a little height, see how they turn. We'll throw the old Apex Lobster first, then the Mana, and then the new Eternal Lobster. It's a little better. That's a little better. I say it's a little better because that's my third time doing that shot. So we're going to go ahead and take that one. Wasn't too bad. Definitely could have given a little bit more height, but you guys saw that nice turn out of it. I used to use this disc a lot. Instead of throwing forehands, I'd just give it a baby Annie, just a real light throw, and it would just turn for days. See what this Aura Mana can do. I have a feeling that the Aura Mana and that lobster are going to be a little closer. This lobster here, the white one that I just threw, probably a little bit more understable. So nice little turn, flip up and turn, and just gliding down there forever. I mean, that's every bit of 300 feet. We'll get a measurement for you guys to show, but I mean, that thing just goes forever. I couldn't throw a hex that far. Maybe I could, but I feel like when I throw a hex, it's just too stable. It'll go straight for a little while and then fade out at about 250, 275, whereas this thing just keeps on pushing. Let's see this Eternal one. It feels really good. Also, the shine and the sparkles on this thing, wow, absolutely gorgeous. Little flip up, turn. Holy cow, that thing's gone. Dude, that's a great disc right there, I'll tell you. That is a fire mid-range. So I wanted to give a shout out to everybody that commented on my last video and got in on the giveaway. I really appreciate you guys for the comments. We're going to go ahead and announce the winner. I'll show you guys a little screen clip recording right now of me picking the winner. And yeah, we'll just show that right now. So congratulations to Mint Disc Golf, Minnesota Disc Golf. He's been commenting on a lot of my videos before. So I see you. And I want to say thank you for being a part of this channel. I want to thank everybody for being a part of this channel. We're getting really close to getting fully monetized. So make sure you guys stay tuned until the end of the videos. It really helps me out getting those watch hours. So yeah, I want to thank every one of you guys. Mint Disc Golf, send me an email. I'll leave my email in the description of every video. So shoot me an email, send me a shipping address and everything like that, and we'll have that disc, that P2X, out to you. So yeah. So one of the ways I utilize a disc like this, being an understable mid-range, understable fairway, something of that nature, is throwing it on hyzer to hit the gap. I feel like when I'm trying to hit a tight gap, like let's say a tunnel shot in through the woods, through a wooded course, I feel like throwing a disc on hyzer, I have the best chance of hitting the initial gap. Now, whether it does its thing and actually flips up and you know, I threw it correctly, I have a higher likelihood of hitting the gap that way than I do throwing it flat or on anhyzer. So we're going to try to show you guys what I'm talking about here. We're going to throw these out on a little bit of hyzer, have them flip up flat, and then they're just going to push straight. It's one of the most beautiful shots in disc golf, I think, besides having it flip up and turn and do its whole S-flight. That's a really cool shot too. But hitting a gap on hyzer and having the disc just perfectly flip up and go straight is just so satisfying. So we're going to try to do that here. Again, throwing the Apex Lobster first. Run up is kind of scuffed here, but you know, you work with what you got. Gosh, I threw that low. That's the 5th time I think I've thrown that lobster today. You guys haven't seen all the shots, but every single time I've thrown it today has gone straight to the ground. I don't know why. Maybe it's part of the reason I've retired that lobster. I don't know what's going on with that. I mean, it feels just the same as this man up here, but I'm just not throwing it good. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm throwing that first. I couldn't tell you, but we're gonna try to do better with this Aura Mana. Here we go. That's much better. Much better throw there. You guys got to see it flip up and it pretty much got to flat, push straight, and just, if that was a tunnel shot of trees right there, that would have been an epic shot. All right, let's see what this Eternal Lobster does. Yep, that one did get all the way to flat. So it seems like the Eternal Lobster might actually be in the same realm of the Aura plastic. Now, typically, the Ethos and Eternal plastic from Mint Disc and Thought Space is a little bit more stable than the Aura plastic. Typically, the Aura is like the flippiest of the flippy, but in this case, it seems like the Eternal is just as flippy as those other ones, and it's brand new. So I definitely like that. Now, it's kind of hard to say just based off one throw. I might not have thrown those exactly the same with exactly the same angle and exactly the same power. I'm not a robot, you know, I'm not a professional. I never claimed to be one, but I will say that these discs are super easy to throw. They're super fun to learn these new shots with. I would definitely consider getting one if you're looking for a new mid-range to throw, looking to pick up a little bit more distance with mid-ranges. I would definitely consider this disc over something like a Buzz or a Hex. There's a couple of options when it comes to discs like this. You can go with the Lobster. You can go with the Uplink, which I do think is a little bit more understable, but that could be good. So the Uplink, the Mana, the Lobster, heck, even like the Dune from Trash Painted Discs can be a pretty flippy mid-range. I think these types of discs are going to help you pick up more distance on your mid-range throws, and I would highly consider giving them a shot, learning new shots. You're going to be able to get some turnovers that you've never done before. If you don't have any flippy discs, these are going to be super easy to get to turnover. And if you struggle with forehand, like I said before, again, I'd get one of these. Okay, for this next shot, we're going to be throwing to that basket down there in front of that shed in between the trees. Typically, I would throw something like a forehand on this, maybe like a fairway driver or something. It's about 250 feet. But today we're going to be doing turnovers. So we're just going to try to throw these guys nose down and flat and just let them turn on their own. I'm not too great at throwing anhyzers and forcing discs over, which is why I rely on understable discs like this. So I can either put them on hyzer or just throw them flat and they'll turn for me. I'll show you guys how that works right now. Okay, didn't give that the height it deserved. That's what I keep doing with that Apex Lobster. Honestly though, I barely threw that disc and you guys saw that it still wanted to turn a good bit. And we do have a little bit of wind coming from the right, which is gonna make them want to stable out even faster. And that thing still had a nice turn to it. We're gonna wait for this lady right here and then we'll throw the Apex Mana, or the Aura Mana. Whoops. Oof. Kind of threw that straight at the basket. And man, that thing was picking up and turning. Let's try to do a little better with this Eternal Lobster. Throw it more out, keep it nose down, and get it there. Trust it. Trust it. Go right. See, it started to fade out there. We got lucky by getting stopped on the tree there. It ended up not being a bad shot, but didn't seem to get a lot of turn as much as the Aura Mana did. So now I'm getting confused. Not sure if it's more stable or less stable, or if I just threw it bad. I don't know. It's one of the hard things to do when you come out here and you're making reviews and stuff like that, is throwing the same shot twice. Like I was saying before, like I'm not claiming to be a professional. I play an MA3, so I don't feel like I'm anywhere of any kind of level where I can be super consistent. But we're working on it. You know, that's the whole point of coming out here and practicing and throwing multiple shots like this. We got to do some redos every now and then, but you know, for the most part, we get it done out here. We come out here, we have a good time, and we throw some discs and enjoy hanging out with you guys. So if you guys enjoy hanging out with me too, make sure you leave a like and a comment. I really appreciate it. We're gonna throw these on some anhyzer and possibly a forehand next. So make sure you stick around. We're gonna try to get a really long panning turnover. We're gonna give them some height. We're gonna throw them on anhyzer. And most importantly, we're gonna throw them nose down, hopefully. Here we go, Apex Lobster. We do have a slight headwind here. So, you know, it's possible that these discs would just be rollers, but we will see. Just gotta get the nose down. Yeah, woo! That thing turned a lot. Didn't get the long panning turnover like I wanted. Maybe that was a little too much anhyzer. Let's try this ore mana, see if we can get it with that. I really want it to just keep on riding to the right and not burn over. That definitely burnt over a little bit. That's also about to burn over. It is hard to get the panning turnovers with this shot. You might have to throw them on hyzer or throw them a little flat to get it. You know, we're throwing them on every angle, so we got to test out the anhyzer too. So here we go, Eternal Lobster. Man, they just burn over. That one was a little bit better. I might have thrown that one more flat. It just kind of barely drifted, and I mean, it landed on the ground like that almost. So definitely burned over a little bit on those. I know I said we were going to move on to forehands, but I do want to try one more shot. I want to try to give these some power on a hyzer throw. So instead of them hyzer flipping and going straight, hopefully they'll hyzer flip and do a little S flight. Oh, wow. That's gorgeous. Wow. That brings me back right there. That's why I love the lobster. Because as you guys know, I throw a lot of hyzer. It's pretty much how I throw stock. Is just a normal hyzer. So having a disc that can do that, that was freaking awesome. I love when they flip up and start turning. That's like, it gets me going. Flip up, slight turn. Wow, that one actually seemed to kind of hold the turn for a little bit longer. I don't know if I'm tripping or what. It seemed to kind of flip over and just slowly ride, whereas the lobster flipped up and just did an S flight real quick. That was interesting. All right, let's see what this Eternal Lobster can do. Hopefully we throw it the same, because those two shots were pretty nice. Grip locked a little bit, but wow, that thing is turning. Whoa, that thing is turning. And we hit the tree. Dang it. That thing was going, man. That's how you get a flip up and turn and panning turn on this disc. I kind of have to give these discs a little bit of hyzer, have them flip up and then turn. And man, that's what makes me fall in love with the sport of disc golf. Those shots right there, I love that. I will say it's great to be back. I feel like I'm starting to get better with my throws again. Really, I've just had to focus a lot on getting the nose down. Rodney and I are going to be making a video soon here on how to get you guys past 300 feet. I have a lot of people that in my comments are like, man, you make it look so effortless. And I really, I don't have a fast walk up. I don't take a whole lot of steps. I kind of just am really focusing on keeping the nose down. It's one of the biggest tips I can let you guys in on. Of course, we will be going over how to get the nose down a little bit better. Rodney's pretty good at it. That's why I think he throws effortlessly, just 400 feet like nothing. I'm trying to get back into the 400-foot range. As you guys may know from my channel and my daily distance drives, I used to be able to throw 400 feet. I've kind of lost that ever since I stopped playing so much, and just haven't been practicing every day. But just getting the reps in, throwing nose down, is one of the biggest tips I can give for you guys. We're gonna throw these on some forehand now. Now, last time I threw some mid-ranges on forehand, which was the Dune video, you guys saw I almost hit somebody with a disc and they got all mad and wanted to cuss me out and whatnot. So as you guys see, there's nobody here. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna throw these on some forehand. Now this is gonna be tough. They say that they're finesse mid-ranges. So hopefully we can do it. We're gonna have to put them on like a vertical hyzer just about. Look at that. I threw that lobster low, man. I keep throwing that one low. This whole video has been me throwing that Apex Lobster straight to the ground. Let's see if we can do better with the ore mana. There we go. That's a little better. That thing came out really wobbly, but went pretty far actually. Huh, that wasn't a bad shot at all. Let's go Eternal Lobster this time. Come on. I have no back pocket there. There's nothing nowhere for me to put the towel on that side. All right, here we go. There we go. A little less waka waka. Got a lot more turn. Wow. So when you throw them with less waka waka waka, you get more turn out of the disc. Now you do have to put these on a pretty steep hyzer to throw them forehand, I will say, at least for my forehand. But yeah, like I said, guys, these discs are really great for learning. I think, you know, a lot of people say you want to throw putters and mid ranges when you first start disc golf. That's true to some extent, but a lot of people are going to go, they're going to go buy like an Envy and then they're going to buy a Hex. You know what I'm saying? They're going to buy two discs that they see their favorite pros using or whatnot. They're going to go buy those discs, and I don't think that those are the best discs for you guys to throw. I think if you're trying to pick up some extra distance on mid ranges, that these kind of discs are going to be where you're going to get that distance. I can't throw my Hex nearly as far as I can throw one of these understable mids, so just keep that in mind when you guys are shopping around for discs. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I know this was a little bit different, and I redid some shots and everything like that because I'm trying to make the best videos for you guys. So I appreciate every one of you that likes and comments and watches the whole videos all the way through. I really appreciate that. If you did watch the video all the way through, make sure you leave me a like, subscribe. We're going to be having some tips to throw 300 foot here soon, so make sure you guys are subscribed to keep on the lookout for that. But yeah, love you guys. Peace.